Eastern State Penitentiary. Eastern State Penitentiary is located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and was built in 1829. The architect built the prison to look medieval because he wanted to deter people from committing any crimes. Originally, it was 2 miles outside of the city, but as time went on, it is now located in downtown Philadelphia. This menacing-looking prison had such features as a skylight in each cell to let in the light of God to any prisoner that wanted to repent for their sins. Living conditions were lonely, as prisoners were not allowed to talk to each other, and were even given masks to wear whenever they left their cell so they could never see another inmate. This led to depression and reports of many suicides at Eastern State Penitentiary. During the 1920s and 1930s, the warden at the prison conducted fierce reform tactics, such as dunking prisoners in a cold bath and hanging them on the wall during winter months, strapping them to a chair where they couldn't move for days, and induced starvation. 2 guards were murdered during this time. All of this pain and suffering from the thousands of prisoners that were held in the prison still reside behind these walls, even after being closed in 1971. Today, you can still visit the Eastern State Penitentiary, and if you're brave enough, go on their annual haunted house that occurs every October. This is why this medieval prison comes in on our list. There is a black spot on the earth in Bear Creek, North Carolina. What is called the Devil's Tramping Ground is a barren part in the forest where absolutely nothing grows near the 40-foot ring of black. Local legend claims that is where the devil rises from the fiery pits of hell and dances in the night, unleashing evil into the world. Dogs will not go near it. If you leave objects in the circle overnight and return in the morning, they will be thrown out of the ring and scattered over the forest. That is the devil clearing his space on the dance floor. And if you are brave enough to camp near it, you may see the devil himself before you are never to be seen again. So, camp here if you dare on the Devil's Tramping Ground. The Winchester House. This mansion in San Jose, California has a creepy story. The Winchester House began construction in 1884 by the widow of the gun manufacturer William Winchester. Sarah Winchester sought a medium in Boston after the death of her husband, where the medium claimed that her husband was killed by the spirits of all the people his guns had killed, and that the spirits would be coming after her and her fortune next if she didn't move west and build a home. So, Sarah moved to San Jose, where she continuously had workers build her a mansion to appease the spirits, because she thought that if the house stopped being built, she would die. She eventually did die on September 5th, 1922, at which all construction on the building ceased immediately. When construction was done, it had produced 161 rooms, 47 fireplaces, 10,000 panes of glass, and 20,500 gallons of paint to paint the home. In it were many ornate decorations from the Tiffany Company that are valued at over $300,000 each. There are stairs that lead to nowhere and doors that open to a blank wall. This was to trap and confuse the spirits as they wander the halls. Today, on the 3rd floor, you can hear footsteps, spirits calling out your name, and sounds of construction still continuing even into the afterlife. From July 1st to July 3rd, 1863, 51,000 Americans either died, were wounded or went missing in what was one of the Civil War's bloodiest battles, Gettysburg. Situated in Pennsylvania, this is one of the most active paranormal hotspots in the world. Civil War reenactors and tourists report ghost sightings every year. The most haunted locations in the small town of Gettysburg are the National Soldiers' Orphan Homestead, where the once headquarters of a Union general was turned into an orphanage in 1866. The headmistress there was infamous for her cruelty and was convicted of child abuse. It was closed in 1877, but her dark spirit still lingers in the basement. Jenny Wade House is where the only civilian casualty during the battle occurred when a stray bullet struck through the house and killed 20-year-old Jenny Wade instantly. Her spirit still lingers there. The Gettysburg engine house was built over top a mass grave where the construction stirred up the spirits of the slain men underneath. Even after 156 years, the battle is still raging on for the thousands that died here. Taking a ghost tour today, you may hear the sounds of battle, phantom lights, and see soldiers still marching in formation after all these years. Perhaps the most famous haunted house in New Orleans, Louisiana, is Madame Dauphine's house. Reaching popular culture with the TV show American Horror Story, this house holds many dark secrets. In 1834, a fire broke out in the kitchen, and when the authorities arrived, they found the top floor entrance barred. Upon breaking through, they found slaves both mutilated and tortured, chained and bound, both dead and alive. After discovering this, the citizens ransacked and burned her house, where she narrowly escaped with her life to live with her family in France. Madame Dauphine had taken these slaves and experimented on them in her attic. For many years, stories of black slaves have been seen roaming the house trying to seek revenge or escape from Madame Dauphine. Her ghost is also seen there, keeping watch over the spirits and dark energy she created in this house of horrors. That is why the Dauphine house rounds out the top of today's list. Subscribe to Nightmare Narrative for more videos on America's most haunted locations. And remember, sleep well.